Hello race fans, welcome back to Before the Green Flag. This week, Grant Enfinger and the number 23 team will head north to New Jersey Motorsports Park's Thunderbolt Raceway for the first and only road course race on the ARCA Racing Series schedule.
Grant still holds the championship point lead by 40 points heading into his third start at New Jersey. In his two previous starts, he recorded a 10th place finish in 2011 and finished 4th last season. While he doesn't have an extensive road racing background, the unpredictable road course racing provides him with a golden opportunity to pad his point lead.
We'll also recap all the racing action from Charlotte Motor Speedway over the weekend on this edition of Before the Green Flag. Hello guys, and welcome to another edition of Before the Green Flag on GMSRacing.net. I'm Justin Waffen, joined by Josh Weinrich and Joey Coulter. And this week, the ARCA Series returns to its only road course of the season in New Jersey Motorsports Park. And guys, with a road course, we know it presents a whole different set of challenges for these guys. But what is the biggest challenge heading for the 23 team this weekend?
Probably turning right.
Yeah,
I mean, I do kind of mean that seriously. New Jersey is mostly a right-handed road course, which for some oval guys that is a little bit more difficult, just because most of your apexes and your curbs are on the right side of the car, and it can be a little bit harder to see. But man, it's a cool racetrack, lots of fun. It's got some technical sections, but then it's got a lot of high-speed areas that make it a lot of fun. So it being a one-off race that's probably really the biggest challenge, is because you're only doing it once a year, so you can't really go all out and just put all your assets into one car that's going to run once, but at the same time you can't leave anything on the table. So it's a challenge for the guys in the shop, but Grant's been doing this for a while, and so have most of these guys, so I think they'll be fine.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of road course experience on this entry list for this weekend. Grant is one of the guys that has a couple multiple starts there. Last year finished 4th, and before last time it was there was 2011. So, but last year, even though it was before Grant came over here to GMS, Spencer started the race, and you filled in for him. So it's not like the ARC program here is going in blind to New Jersey. I mean, we got some experience.
Yeah, there's a pretty solid notebook. I know that car was fast last year. We were in the top 5 or 6 in practice. I think we qualified inside the top 10, and then once we did our driver swap there at the beginning of the race, we were able to drive up close to the top 5 there before we had a transmission issue, and that kind of ruined it for us. But I mean, the car had a lot of speed, so I'm sure they're going to use that notebook. And Grant's been there before and ran pretty good, so I think it's going to be a great weekend for them to capitalize on somebody else's misfortune when everybody kind of took care of that for us this past weekend.
Yeah, and unlike on the Cup side that most people might be familiar with, or even on the Nationwide side, New Jersey, if you've never been there or seen a race, it's pretty flat. There's really no elevation changes like there is at Sonoma or Road America. There's a lot of kind of, I don't want to say awkward sections, but there's not a whole lot of real traditional sections. There's some corkscrew type corners where you have a increasing radius. Just a lot of long straightaways with some kind of harder braking zones and some 90-degree corners. So it's really unique, and it seems like no matter what series races on road courses, whether it be truck or nationwide or whatever, when you get in those last 10 laps, there's people, I mean, the intensity level just gets ratcheted up, and guys start going off course, guys start dive bombing. It gets to be a really physical style of racing. So, to your point of having an opportunity to take advantage of people's bad luck late in the race is going to be something to watch for.
And we were able to catch up with Grant this week and kind of get his thoughts of what's going on in his mind heading on into New Jersey.
I don't have a whole lot of road course experience. I've only done it twice, both in the ARCA cars last year in New Jersey, and then a few years back with Algar Motorsports in New Jersey. So I'm looking forward to it. I know we're going to have just as fast a car as we've had all year. Just I do feel like I'm going to be the weak link this week. So do the best we can. Hopefully I'll learn a lot, and hopefully we just come home with a solid finish. That's what we need right now.
So Grant Enfinger giving his insight into this weekend's racing action. And guys, he's had a rough 3 past races. As a driver, when you kind of have a little bit of bad luck, how do you kind of mentally kind of bring it back in and focus, on the task at hand at a tough road course, but also just kind of getting back into the groove of things?
Well, it's a two-step process. Step 1, build a bridge. Step 2, get over it. No, but I mean that's really what you have to do, because if you go back the first 3 races, that was pretty awesome. So he wins the first 3 races, have 3 weeks of bad luck. It's okay. We're gonna be fine.
Yeah.
The car is gonna be good at Jersey, and Grant's he's not the type of driver that's gonna get flustered and get out of shape with 5, 6 weeks of bad luck. It's just bad luck. It's nothing he could do to control it. So as long as that continues to be if we're gonna have a bad weekend, bad luck's kind of your best case scenario. It's not, it's not Grant making a mistake. It's not the car falling apart. It's not anything like that. When they hit their setup and everything goes their way, they dominate. So that's the things they got to focus on and just keep plugging away.
Yeah, it's not like the performance has dropped off.
Yeah.
I mean, that race at Toledo, you don't want to be real overly confident or real cocky, but the reality is he led 153 laps through 167 laps, or
Qualified first,
176,
too.
set on pole. I mean, he was the class of the field. So same thing at Talladega, up until that last restart, he was run up there for the race lead. So, and from his first start at New Jersey to his second start last year, he went from being a 10th, running 10th to running in the top 5. So, and with the progression that we've seen Grant make this year, there's no reason to expect that he can't go in there and be a top 3 guy. I don't think that there's too many real road course ringers, like there have been in the past in this race. So, I think this is kind of a wide open race. Should be real competitive, and based on their performance this year, it's a great opportunity for Grant to get his first road course win.
And Grant was also able to give us an insight of kind of his strategy going into this weekend as well.
That's all on the crew chief. So I think Jeff has a good plan for that. Road course strategy is a little different than a lot of the oval track stuff we do. A lot of people pit as soon as they can. There'll be a few different strategies there, but I'm leaving that all up to him, and I'm just gonna try to do the best I can, keep it on track all day, and stay out of the grass and stay out of the other cars, and that'll be a good day for us.
So also over the weekend, we had our truck race at Charlotte with both drivers rebounding from a great deal of adversity. Spencer with the issues during qualifying, Brandon with the mechanical issues during the race. And guys, to come back from that type of those issues and with a good finish at the end, can you now take that heading into Dover?
Yeah, I think the first thing that you really that stood out to me was how quickly and how well those guys repaired the right recorder panel of Spencer's truck. It was with the impound rule, when you're in those situations, it kind of puts you in a little bit of a box time-wise to get the repairs made correctly. Because you only have about an hour and a half to get all that stuff done before you got to roll it on the grid. So those guys did an incredible job getting that quarter panel fixed, because we all know how critical that area of the truck is. And Spencer was, coming from the back, you're battling dirty air for 3/4 of the race. So,
yeah.
His feedback was really good, really, really precise, and the adjustments, it seemed like each pit stop that they made, the adjustment that they made kept getting better and better and better.
Yeah, spot on.
Yeah. So finally Spencer got it up in that top 10 and got up to 8th there with 2 to go, and that caution came out. And as always, we talked about last week how wild some of these restarts get. Everyone's sitting there 3 wide, pulling the air off each other, and Spencer did a really good job coming home with his first top 10 of the season.
Yeah, and it's any time a team bounces back from any kind of trouble, it's really good to see. Obviously, it's no good that we got into any trouble, but that kind of recovery, that ability to recover like that is really good to see. Spencer's guys getting the quarter panel fixed and doing a really good job. And
you got to give yourself credit too, man. I saw you in there. I saw you in there. Oh, hey, you could not tell that truck was wrapped perfectly by Mr. Joey Coulter.
Perfect.
Yeah. He was on it.
Yeah.
So that kind of just this has to get done. Do this. I mean, those guys had a process down and they nailed it. On the 33 side, they had a a collector fall off of basically a header extension fall off, and which is weird because they're kind of in a place that they just don't seem like they can fall out, but I guess they can. So they couldn't do much to fix it, but between that and Brandon had a little bit of an issue getting out of his pit box, they ended up 2 laps down, and Shane made a really good call to take the wave around and put themselves in position to get the lucky dog if the caution fell. And of course, the caution fell right when they needed it to. They ended back on the lead lap, and the whole time they kept working on their truck. So when it came down to that last couple restarts, Brandon was able to take a good handling truck and drive it up through there and come home 13th. So both guys, had a lot to get through to get where they ended up, and it was great to see them both be able to recover like that.
Yeah, now we're going to Dover here next week. I mean, we're got to be pretty encouraged. Last year in this race, Brandon got his first top 5, his best Truck Series finish, finished 4th last year. And Spencer is going to another track for the first time in his career. And for whatever reason, I mean, that kid he gets acclimated to places he's never been before really, really, really well. We saw it this past week at Charlotte. Saw it at Atlanta, how quick he was. So I'm looking forward to it. Should be good.
Something that normally hinders people is actually helping him greatly. Yeah. So we're going to have a whole lot of action on tap this weekend at New Jersey at the road course there. So be sure to follow us on GMS Racing LLC on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram to stay up to date with all the news and action there. And also, as we get ready for Dover next week, be sure to check out the brand new Before the Green Flag then as well. And also, always be sure to check out gmsracing.net where we keep you updated for the pre-race, post-race, and everything in between. And for all of us here at Before the Green Flag, we'll see you next week.